Welcome! In this video we will be discussing descriptive statistics, and the first thing you need to know are definitions. A statistic is a set of data describing some numbers. A minimum in a set of numbers would be the smallest number. A maximum would be the largest number in that set. The range would be one measure. It's the difference between your maximum and minimum, and then the mean would be your average of all the numbers. So if you have a set of numbers for houses in Knox County and Sevier County, you would find minimum for Knox County just by finding the smallest number in that list of data. So your smallest number for Knox County would be $151,630, and then your minimum for Sevier County again would be the smallest number in your second set of data, so that would be $245,520, and then your minimum for both counties would be the smallest number between the two lists, and that would be the $151,630. If you were looking for the maximum amount, it would be the highest amount of money in your list. So your maximum for Knox County would be $330,090, and then your maximum for Sevier County would be $849,900, and your maximum for both counties, it's the highest between the two, so $849,900. Now, if you need to find the range, this is your highest minus your lowest, and we're just going to do the range for both sets, both lists of amounts of money. So your maximum for both would be $849,900, and your minimum for both would be $151,630. So to find range, you subtract your highest minus lowest. This leaves you with $698,270 for your range. To find the mean, this is your average, and we're going to look at the average for Knox County. So you would add up all four amounts and divide by 4, since there's only 4 amounts here. And this would leave you with $248,980 for your average for Knox County. Then for your average for Sevier County, you would add up your 5 sets of data, and you would divide by 5 since there's 5 sets for Sevier County. This would leave you with $526,498 for your average for Sevier County. If you wanted to find the average for both counties, you would add up all 9 sets, and then you would divide by 9, and this would give you an average of $403,140. That would be your mean overall. Another kind of average would be a weighted average. So if you are taking classes and you have a weighted course load, so let's say your quizzes are worth 20% of your grade, your homework is 30% of your grade, your tests are 50%, and then you receive your report cards. So you got 70% for quizzes, 100 for your homework, and 92 on your test, but you don't know what your overall grade is for the class. So to find that, you would multiply 70 times 20, since your quizzes are 20% of your grade, you receive 70% for your quizzes, and then you would multiply 100 times 30, since homework is 30% of your grade and you received 100 for your homework, and 92 times 50, since your tests were 50% of your grade and you received 92% of your test, and divide that by 100, since your weight will be out of 100, and then you'll multiply everything out. You'll end up with 9,000 over 100 and find out that your grade for the class is a 90%. Some other definitions you need to know are the median, and a median is in a set of data ordered from largest to smallest. It's your middle number. Then a mode is in a set of data. It is the number that occurs the most. There may be no mode if every number occurs the same amount of times, or there may be multiple modes if there are numbers that show up the same amount of times. So if two numbers show up 3 times or 4 times, there might be 2 or more modes. So in this set of data, you need to find the median. They are not ordered largest or smallest to largest, so you need to do that first. Then you can find the median, and since this is an even amount of numbers, your median would be the average between the middle 2 digits. So you would have to add up 65 plus 69 divided by 2. This would give you a median of 67. You also need to find the mode. So there is no mode for this set of data. Since every number only occurs once, there cannot be a mode for this set. In this set of data, you need to find the median, and first you need to reorder from smallest to largest, and your median is your middle number. Since this is an odd amount of numbers, it's easier to find, and that number would be 17. You also need to find the mode. Your mode is 17, which appears 3 times. It is worth a note that 18 is not a mode, even though it appears more than once. It only appears twice, which is not as much as 3 times, so it is not a mode. Here is another set of data. Each number occurs twice, so your median, first of all, is 12, and since both of your middle digits are the same, they're both 12, the average would just be itself, because 12 plus 12 divided by 2 is 12. Then your mean is 11. So if you were to add up all these numbers, divide by 6, since there's 6 numbers, you would get 11. So even though 11 is not appearing in this set of data, it's still the mean or the average. And then since each number is represented equally, they all appear 2 times, there is no mode for this set of data. In this set, you need to find the mode, and it is worth noting that data sets can only have one mean and one median, but they can have multiple modes. So your data is already ordered from smallest to largest. You just need to pick out your modes, and there are 2 modes for this set. It would be 34 and 37 because they both appear 3 times. Another type of summary that you need to know is a 5-number summary, and this includes a minimum, a first quartile, a median, or otherwise known as second quartile, the third quartile, and the maximum. And here's how you find your quartiles. So your second quartile or your median is always the easiest to find because I've already showed you how to find it. It's the middle number in your set of data, and it divides your data in half. Then your first quartile divides your first half and your second, or your first 25% and your second 25% of data. So you would have to find the median in that first 50% of data. Then your third quartile number will be your median in your second 50% of data, and it will divide your third 25% of data in your fourth 25% of data. So here you have some numbers, and you need to find the 5-number summary. So first of all, the median or the second quartile is the easiest to find. You need to add up your middle 2 numbers and divide by 2 since this is an even amount of numbers, and your median is 21.5. Now you can find your first quartile. Since your median separates your first half and your second half of data, you're left with 5 numbers on the left and 5 numbers on the right. So you just need to find the median on your first half of data. So your median on your first half would be the number 5, so your first quartile would be 5. Now you need to also find the median for your second half of data, which would be 40. So that's really all quartiles are finding medians for different halves of the data. And you also need to find your minimum, which is 1, and your maximum, which is 55. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.